Welcome to Azure Fundamentals, AZ-900, exam practice test. Our topic today is practice test number 2. Use the link in the description to download the app on the App Store for free practice tests. Number 1. A team of developers at your company plans to deploy and then remove 50 customized virtual machines each week. 30 of the virtual machines run Windows Server 2016, and 20 of the virtual machines run Ubuntu Linux. You need to recommend which Azure service will minimize the administrative effort required to deploy and remove the virtual machines. What should you recommend? A. Azure DevTest Labs. B. Azure Reserved Virtual Machines Instances. C. Azure Virtual Machine Scale Sets. D. Microsoft Managed Desktop. The correct answer is A. Azure DevTest Labs. Number 2. You need to identify the type of failure for which an Azure Availability Zone can be used to protect access to Azure services. What should you identify? A. A physical server failure. B. An Azure region failure. C. A storage failure. D. An Azure data center failure. The correct answer is D. An Azure data center failure. Number 3. You have a virtual machine named VM1 that runs Windows Server 2016. VM1 is in the East US Azure region. Which Azure service should you use from the Azure portal to view service failure notifications that can affect the availability of VM1? A. Azure Service Fabric. B. Azure Monitor. C. Azure Virtual Machines. D. Azure Advisor. The correct answer is B. Azure Monitor. Number 4. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select No change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. An organization that hosts its infrastructure in a private cloud can decommission its data center. A. In a hybrid cloud. B. On a Hyper-V host. C. In the public cloud. D. No change is needed. The correct answer is C. In the public cloud. Number 5. You need to identify which blade in the Azure portal must be used to perform the task. View security recommendations. Which blade should you identify for the task? A. Subscriptions. B. Marketplace. C. Monitor. D. Advisor. The correct answer is D. Advisor. Number 6. Your company plans to migrate all its network resources to Azure. You need to start the planning process by exploring Azure. What should you create first? A. A subscription. B. A resource group. C. A virtual network. D. A management group. The correct answer is A. A subscription. Number 7. You have an Azure web app. You need to manage the settings of the web app from an iPhone. What are 2 Azure management tools that you can use? A. The Azure Portal and Azure Storage Explorer. B. Azure CLI and Azure Cloud Shell. C. Windows PowerShell and Azure Cloud Shell. D. Azure Storage Explorer and Azure CLI. The correct answer is B. Azure CLI and Azure Cloud Shell. Number 8. To what should an application connect to retrieve security tokens? A. An Azure storage account. B. A certificate store. C. Azure Active Directory. D. An Azure Key Vault. The correct answer is C. Azure Active Directory. Number 9. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select No change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. When planning to migrate a public website to Azure, you must plan to pay monthly usage costs. A. Deploy a VPN. B. Pay to transfer all the website data to Azure. C. Reduce the number of connections to the website. D. No change is needed. The correct answer is D. No change is needed. Number 10. Which Azure service hosts web apps? A. Azure Databricks. B. Azure App Service. C. Azure Functions. D. Azure Application Insights. The correct answer is B. Azure App Service. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for updated videos every week.